Hi everyone. Today's guest is Jessie Williams, a sex and relationship coach with nearly a decade of experience in helping women transform their lives. Hi Jessie,
Hello.
welcome to our podcast. I've been looking so forward to this conversation because we have been following each other for a while now, and I'm so excited to have you here. Let's start by giving everyone a bit of context. So tell us about yourself. What do you do as a coach? Who are your clients, and what kind of work you do with them?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This feels really exciting, and I'm happy we get to connect. Um, yeah, so I am a women's sexual empowerment and relationship coach, and I have been working with women for just about a decade now in many ways. And now I work with women who went through a lot of what I went through, which is years of high achieving, years of hyper working and forcing and controlling and getting my life together as much as I possibly could. And what's really cool is when I was in that energy, I achieved a lot in business. I got a lot of business success, but in my relationships, things sucked. Things were really, really hard. I noticed I was emasculating my man all the time. I attracted really amazing partners, but what I noticed is they would just get totally shut down with me. I would eat them apart. There was a lack of respect in the relationship. And I honestly just had such an inability of letting men show up for me. I always felt like I had to make the money. I had to be in charge. It was really difficult to surrender and open my heart and be vulnerable. So now that is really what I help women do is I help them let down their guard in their relationship, open their heart, but I also teach them that they can still be quote unquote masculine. They can still show up powerful in their life and get shit done and be the money maker, but they get to have such an ooey gooey amazing relationship at the same time.
How did your life and your work schedule and everything change after you became a mother? We both have twins,
Yeah.
so that's how we connected. This is not easy. So, how did you manage the first years with your business?
So good to be talking to a fellow twin mom because you just get like, as a fellow twin mom and entrepreneur queen, I'm sure that your children were your greatest blessing, but I don't know about you. For me, they were the biggest dark night of the soul. Because before I had my kids, the reality is like I've always just had business genius. Genius business wasn't something that I needed to really learn that much. I was always really naturally a go getter. I would love to go meet people. I was so disciplined. My life was always well structured, put in the calendar, figured out A to Z. I knew what I was doing every minute of every day. And once I had children, everything that I based my confidence off of went out the window. Before kids, I felt so confident. I was making 20K months. I was killing it in my business. I was DMing people, outreaching people, making courses, calling in the clients, filling the bank account, managing the money. I was doing all of it. I felt so confident as a CEO. And then once I had my children, I tried to maintain that for about 6 months to a year. And then a year in, I crashed. I experienced the deepest level of burnout I've ever had in my life. My hair was falling out. My nails weren't growing. I was so stressed. I was so like, I barely had any sleep. As you know, when you have one child, let alone two, your sleep schedule is off for at least 3 years. So I hit such a major level of burnout. And it wasn't just because I was still working and forcing and pushing and controlling and trying to get everything done, but it was also because I couldn't be the person that I was before I had kids. I couldn't get up in the morning at 6 a.m., go to the gym, go home, make content, do client calls all day. That made me feel so confident. And the moment that kind of went out the window because it had to, right? I had to focus on my children. I had to listen to my body. I had to slow down. It was really hard. And I honestly went through an entire identity crisis for so many years. And I truly feel I'm excited to dive deeper into this podcast and go deeper on where I am with business right now, because my kids only turned 5 now, and I can start to feel the momentum again in life because my hormones have regulated, they've gone back to normal. My kids need less physical presence from me. It's more verbal and logical attention. I just feel a lot of energy has come back to me. And my gosh, motherhood is just such a ride. And as I look at you, Laura, I'm like, oh my God, you're glowing, you're doing it, you're doing the thing. It's super impressive, but it is so freaking hard.
It is. Yeah, you eventually get used to being like tired all the time because I experienced that as a business owner, there's no such thing as a maternity leave. Like I was working in the hospital with the newborns, so it was insane because you are your company in a way. If you are not there, then nothing is happening. So this was the hardest part and still is. When they're sick or something happens, then the business goes on pause and then you go take care of the kids. But how does your day-to-day life look like now? They're 5, so it's a bit better now.
Yeah, just to kind of I think that what you shared was one of the biggest blockers in money making and showing up was the fact that if they get sick or if they need me, the business gets put fully on hold because as an entrepreneur, the most powerful thing in your business is momentum, is consistency, right? Growing off of the last thing that you did. And when you're a mom, you might be called into the mother role for an entire month at a time, especially when they're young, because they just get sick more often. And that's so detrimental and difficult. So I'd say that the way that my schedule is designed now is I don't fully block off my calendar because I noticed when I had a full day booked with everything and my kids needed me and I had to drop all that, my sense of security within my business, my sense of confidence went out the window because I was overcommitting. I was committing to something that isn't possible for the lifestyle that I'm living. So now in my day to day life, what I have is I have core business non negotiables. These are 5 things, I believe. I don't have like the list in front of me, but every day I check off these very specific things that are the money making things that I show up in my business and I do every single day. And what I know about these non negotiables is these are things that I can do while my kids are watching TV for 1 hour. Like, that way I feel like I am doing what I need to do. I feel like my business has what it needs to keep growing, to keep having the momentum. And then on the days where my kids are cared for an extended amount of time, I can do all the extra stuff, all the creation, all the systems, all the extra connection that we get to do. But what really helps me settle my nervous system is having these non-negotiables. And when it comes to the actual schedule, it's all over the place. That's life, right? As a mom, my girls are starting school soon. I feel like every year of my life for the last 5 years has been a transition. They grow, life changes, schedule changes, their needs change. My husband and I change. Our lifestyles have been transforming. So I'll let you know when things become consistent, but I don't know if they ever will. So yeah, that's how we're kind of making it through right now.
Yeah. And also, this is the lifestyle that we chose. Like, if you want to be free, if you want to be making a lot of money, then there are some like cons to the pros, and we just have to roll with it. And yeah, the stronger you are, the stronger you get, the more difficult some things can get also because we want to grow. But I mean, in the end, we can always handle it. You have the list of 5 things and then the creation and stuff. But what are the things that you enjoy the most in your work?
Mm.
Is it the content side? Is it the one-on-one session, the group calls? Like, what is the thing that fulfills you the most?
Definitely serving, definitely being face to face with my clients. I know that I am designed to be a legendary CEO. I really love working on the vision, on the creation of it, on the fire that fuels my business. And I don't think I will ever, no matter how big my business grows, I will never give up the role of the coach because I love connecting with my clients. There are many times during the week I hop off a coaching call and I'm just dancing in my living room of joy and fulfillment because of the connection that we get to make, and the things that we break through are just monumental. It's wild, and I feel like every single time I have a coaching call, it's just a massive celebration. Secondary to that, I love creating content. I love showing up online. I love showing my face. I love expressing myself. I love being seen. I love acting. That's something that I'm really kind of bringing into my content, is acting and playing out these new fun, playful roles.
That's really good. I also adore meeting with the clients. I also do like face to face or like in the same room kind of sessions with the hypnotherapy clients. But for me, like all the boring things, like the documents, paperwork, emails, calendars, these are the things that I have tried to make as automated as possible because I just cannot handle it with the kids running around and then answering the emails and stuff. This is like too much for me.
What I'm so curious, like, what is your day to day life like? Are your kids home 24/7, or what's the dynamic in your business?
So, me and my ex, we are co parenting. The pro of co parenting is the fact that I don't have my kids for 2 or 3 days a week. This gives me a lot of space to work, to do everything else that I need like space for because I love to be alone. I love to being private, I would say. And I need space to think and to process my emotions and stuff. So, this for us, it works in a wonderful way. Of course, eventually you start to miss your kids, and then you're like, yeah, come back. Like, I'm bored now that you're not here. Like, the house is too empty and too quiet. This has been the piece of freedom that I have needed. Every day they go to kindergarten, or in the US they say school, right? And most of the days they are there. In the evening we are together, we do stuff, and then this is the moment where I try to not to do my work stuff. And then once I put them to bed, some of my clients are in the US. So then in Estonian time, like at 10 p.m., the computer opens up again and then I'm working. I have like two different time zones. So this is the not difficult part, but this is the thing that makes me tired. But I chose this life, so I'm gonna handle it. What do you think, or what do you feel like are the things that have helped you or worked for you in growing and sustaining your business? Maybe you have some systems, maybe you, I don't know, have some really good ways of doing something, or what's your secret to sustaining it?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I'm also just like bowing down to your schedule and figuring something out that has worked for you, because it takes so much time. Like, what I'm hearing is that you've dedicated so much tweaking and testing and polishing to get your schedule figured out, and trial and error. Like, if anything, mother teaches us so much resilience, like our ability to fall flat on our face and get back up again. Like, that's what our business needs. And I'll even share that that's been a major through line for me to really keep it going, to keep consistency, to yeah, having something that's sustainable. There's an energetic aspect and then there is a structural aspect to it all, but the energetic aspect is that resilience. and knowing that I have that resilience. The word for me this year, every year I like to pick a word of the year that just kind of embodies the energy of what I want to focus on. And this year it was relentless, which is very different from last year's. Last year was receptivity and surrender, because I was still really healing burnout. And that's why I really want to speak to the fact that I'm still in such a transitional space when it comes to my business. So, yeah, I would really say one is that resilience as a through line, that no matter if you don't figure out the system, or if it's not working for you, or if you're not growing online, or if you're not making sales, you make a commitment to yourself that you're going to sit down at your computer. If you're not clear, you're going to get clarity. And if you are clear, you're going to write down the list of things you need to do, and you're just going to chip away at it every single week, every single day. And I really believe for me right now in this whole rebuilding phase, like I just launched another course that I know is going to be consistent as a foundation for my clients. Like that's where I'm at right now. In the past, I had a epic course that was running again and again and again and again. We had a beautiful system. Motherhood came in. I couldn't fulfill the system. I just couldn't do it anymore. So I'm in this period of my life where I'm like, okay, how do I do this with kids, with an inconsistent schedule? What systems do I need? And then what part do I play in those systems? And right now, it's committing to sitting down, doing my now discovered non negotiables. And my non negotiables were discovered through relentlessly showing up every single day for 2 hours minimum. And everything grew from there. Now, what I notice is really keeping my business flowing. I am a content creator. I love creating content every single day. One piece of content is made. It doesn't matter if it's a podcast, if it's a reel, if it's a carousel, if it's an email that I send out. I have a schedule in my weekly design, but one day my kids might stay up all night because they're sick or because they're having nightmares. Who knows, So I might be exhausted the next day. And in the end, my non negotiable is creating a piece of content, because marketing is the biggest, most important thing when it comes to making money. If you're not talking to people, you're not getting your service out there, you're not creating momentum, no one's hearing about what you're creating. So that is the first and biggest thing that I'm really committed to, is getting my voice out there, speaking up. And that's also what I feel is a big blocker for a lot of people, and why a lot of people are stuck in their business. Because if you're not feeling that worth, if you're feeling afraid to share your voice, if you're feeling like your program isn't good enough, if you're feeling any level of this, like, oh, I don't know if people want this, you're not going to share your voice, and therefore you're not going to have a business. So it was hard for me for so long as a mom, because I was like, I'm tired all the fucking time, and I don't look good, and I don't have time to do my hair. And I had to overcome all of that and just choose, like, yeah, I know that when I'm making thousands or when I'm making millions, this is going to be a big part of my business, is my face is going to have to show up everywhere. So how can I start doing that now every single day in the way that I can? So yeah, that's one consistent thing. I'm curious what yours are.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and with the momentum and the marketing, the thing is that even if you are, the hottest online coach today on the market, then you still have to keep climbing. You still have to market yourself, because people will forget super quickly in like today's world. Today you are, super relevant. Next week someone else can take the spot, but you always need to go further. And for me, this was a huge like like lesson, because when I took off like super fast in Estonia, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm so successful, like I can relax now. And my children were, maybe 2 years old. So I started resting. And then eventually it's going down now, and I couldn't figure it out, like why did it slow down? And actually the reason for the slowing down was the fact that I slowed down, because I was like, yeah, I want to go to Pilates every day and like I don't want to work. So, of course, you are the business. So the business will decline slowly but steadily. AI is a hot topic right now. Have you experimented with it? And if yes, then how was it? Because I've heard many stories where people have been like, yeah, I used it, but it was very bad. And some people say that AI is, the best thing ever.
Yeah, AI will suck if you're not using it consistently, because your AI becomes more of a reflection of your intelligence the more that you are speaking to it on a consistent basis. Now that being said, there are things that I love to use AI for, and there are things that I will never ever use AI for. That I feel totally celebratory if other people do it. I don't judge other people's use of AI, and I feel like it's so infinite. You can do so much with it. You can use it as a therapist, you can use it as a VA, it can make documents for you, it can AI is going so far, editing videos, making audios. It's really, really deep. For me, with my current focus being content creation, I'm more using AI as a way to help me with content creation. That being said, I will never ever let AI make a fake video of me. It's so, I don't know, authenticity, organic growth, connection to people is such a big value of mine that I will never upload my picture and make it make fake pictures of me or fake videos of me. That just feels really weird. When I see AI ads of like a talking person where just their mouth is moving and their face is like perfectly still, I can't deal with it. I'm like, ooh, this is the shadow of the future. But then I also love what AI has the capacity to do, which is reflect things back to you, show you where you're not necessarily seeing things. AI has really supported me in understanding my ideal client. Something that I've struggled with in marketing is I've been a coach for 10 years. I've been in personal development, spirituality, embodiment, since I think it was 17 when I first read my first personal development book. So this was years ago before Instagram existed. So sometimes when I speak online, it won't make sense to my ideal client. This is what some of my like best business friends are reflecting back to me. They're like, this is super smart, but your ideal client doesn't get this. So what AI has been really, really helpful for with me is helping me simplify the bigger concepts that I have. And I can run it through this other perspective who is connected to the internet, this whole entire vast universe of the world. And it can really help me get my message into the voice of my ideal clients, because that's what's so important, especially with Instagram. Instagram is such a primary level of marketing. It's the first touch base, it's the free space of your funnel. And it's so important that you're meeting your clients where they are now. And I feel like that's what AI has really, really helped me with, is understanding their pain points, understanding their desires, the things that they're struggling with on a daily basis. So I can really highlight them so that they can understand Jess gets me. Jess knows what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis, and therefore she is the one who can help me. Because I have full confidence in my ability to help my clients. There's zero level of, I don't know if I can help this person. It feels so strong within me. And what AI really helps me do is just meet them where they're at so they can find their way into my world, if that makes sense. And the way that I do that is I upload a lot of my fully created content and the way that I like to speak and my voice. So I have a lot of that pre in my AI, so my AI is never kind of shooting random voices at me or speaking in a way that I just don't get. And then I'm also often telling it like, here's my ideal client. Here's how she feels. Here's what I'm helping her with. Here's what she struggled with. Here's my story and how I overcame it. Now, what are some great content ideas to really speak to her experience? So I'm really pouring my whole heart and my mission and my service and helping it understand me, my voice, making it a reflection of me. And therefore, it's often reflecting an even more clear, refined aspect of what I'm trying to say online, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. You are the creator. Otherwise, the AI is creating for you, and then it just becomes something that you can find everywhere. But you are the thing that makes your course special in a way. People come to you. You know, we have so many relationship coaches, we have so many sex coaches, but people come to you as a person. This is the I think important thing that people might start to forget, coaches, that we don't want to be like everyone else. You have to be yourself in order to find your tribe, in a way, right?
100%. And I've noticed as well, like AI can't be your visionary. AI can't be the one who's like, create this course, do this thing. You have to come to it with the idea, and it will help you expand, refine, condense, or systematize whatever you're coming to it with. You have to be the inspiration, the birth, the because you're the one who's tapped into God, right? And God, universe, whatever you want to call it, is expressing that through you, not through AI. That's what we need to remember, is that we're the one who's tapped into soul. We have the spirit. AI is the extension of it. It can really support us, but you have to bring that first, right?
Yeah, I've seen some of the people that I know have been posting to Instagram stories that ChatGPT is now their therapist. I uploaded the conversation of me and my toxic partner and asked ChatGPT to bring out all the red flags that they are saying or the signs that they are a narcissist. Everything that you tell it, ChatGPT is like, this is right. This is an amazing idea.
Your biggest motivator.
And here is like 10 points to prove it because it answers to your specific question. If you say that bring out my red flags, then of course it will do it. But usually people like to put the responsibility onto others. You get the confirmation that you're not the problem, but mostly we are the problem in our lives. Like we have to change.
I haven't researched what people are doing. I know that you can check in and it can be kind of your therapist. I've never done it before. I have no idea how it responds. So I get that. That's so interesting.
Yeah, but these are the trends at the moment. So I'm very curious about how the market and how the coaching business will adapt to these new things and new technologies, because some things are going to make our lives better, easier, the business better, and some things are gonna actually stop us, make the business actually go in a not so right direction. But if we look into your future, do you have any new like directions, offers? You mentioned a new course that you created. What are you planning for the future of your business, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, great question. Two things. I have a really epic retreat happening in Tulum. If you're fed up of the AI stuff, come see me in person. When you're speaking about the future with coaching, I just feel like there's so much more potential for in person. And the best experiences I've ever had are either face to face, intimately in Zoom, or at a retreat where I'm getting to connect with these people in person and our phones don't even exist. So this November, we have a really powerful Tulum retreat happening. I'm actually teaming up with one of my really good friends. Her name is Kelsey. And we host a retreat all around creating inner union with yourself, mastering your inner king and your inner queen. We bring you through powerful masculine energy initiations as women to teach you resilience, to teach you personal empowerment, to teach you how to claim yourself and your vision. And then we also take you through so many practices to embody your inner muse. We teach you erotic empowerment workshops. We bring you through really beautiful local medicine ceremonies like cacao rituals and temazcal. And it's just such a beautiful, amazing time in the jungle, in the high frequencies, by the ocean. It's all women. They're all high achieving women. So they're all women who are in business, all women who are killing it, all women who are going after their dream life, and they're learning how to just really create that deep force of inner empowerment from the inside out. So that's happening in November. I can give you the link and you can supply that wherever you'd like to. And then for anyone who is in a relationship, you're a woman who's heard you're too masculine, you're too intense, you notice your man isn't stepping up for you, you feel like your sex life is non existent because the polarity in your relationship is totally off balance. I have a course called Secure Woman. It's my most foundational course where I teach you how to fully heal your attachment style, how to create that beautiful feminine masculine balance in your relationship, how to restore intimacy, connect to passion and power, reconnect to your sexual energy, and just have the relationship and sex life of your dreams.
Amazing.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah, amazing. If you don't mind, I will put all the links and everything in the show notes. So whoever wants to explore or come to this retreat or participate in your course, they can do it. Our time is up, but this was such honest and rich conversation. And I hope the coaches who will listen to it will resonate and get some inspiration from you, from us. And thank you for sharing. Where can people connect with you? Where can they find you? Do you have, of course, you have Instagram. What is your Instagram? What's your website?
Yeah, you can connect with me on Instagram is the best way. I'm on there pretty consistently. My Instagram is at Jess Embodied. And then my website is jessiewilliams.love. But if you're looking to connect, if you're looking to join the retreat, to be a part of Secure Women, just go on Instagram, just DM me. I'm very organic like that, and we can chat it up.
Thank you again. And thank you everyone for tuning in. Let me know how did you like the episode? What are your thoughts? And see you next time.
Thank you.